Hi Cancer, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. So today, Cancer, for your meditative session, I saw the dragonfly. Truth transcends illusion, number 22, making a 4. This could be an ancestor that's watching over you, but what I'm getting, the message that I was getting was they're trying to breathe the life, and they're like, I don't know what they said, they're trying to breathe life, new life into you, trying to breathe new life into you. I think I'm getting two messages, because I'm getting something with the truth, and then I'm getting something about this breath of fresh air, you know, that they're trying to like pass your way. They're trying to tell you something. They're trying to like guide you towards something. And yeah, because a 4 is communication, right? And we have 2 making a 4. So I really think that as they're trying to help you with this newness, right? And I don't necessarily think that a lot of things in your environment are changing. I think they want you to know that maybe like your environment won't ever change. You know what I mean? Like maybe the people that you're expecting to like change, it's like you're making these changes within and then you're expecting your environment to be like different. It's like, no, it's like the breath of air is to you, right? And I kind of feel like the stagnancy around you. So what I'm trying to say is like, maybe you're not in the best environment, Cancer. That's for some of you. I think another group of you, you're hoping that your environment will change. And I don't think it will necessarily, right? I think people have the potential to change, but I think right now it's more focused on you. You're the one that has this change going on within, right? So I think you're expecting, because of your change within, like the outer reality to change with you. And I understand that, but like, let's just say you're stuck in a bad environment, right? You can't really put that new energy to work. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you're kind of stuck in this thing. Like you can make as many changes as you want to yourself, but if you're not in a great environment, it's going to always hold you down. That's what I'm going to try to say. Like, yeah, you can look at a bad experience or a bad environment a different way now that you've changed within, but a bad environment is a bad environment. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not in a great or a, healthy environment, it doesn't matter how much change you do within. You're not in a healthy environment. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that's for a group of you, right? And then I feel like for another group of you, it's like the changes within you, right? The changes, like you're getting that breath, right? So they want you to do things to kind of, like you're the one that's going to make these changes within, and now they're telling you, okay, so like if your environment doesn't suit who you are now, then I'm getting a lot of like move. It's time to move. It's time to go to a new environment for a lot of you. It's time. It's like overdue. And I think there's a lot of excuses, like money, right? I think that's like the main thing that I feel like most people would say. But I feel like for some of you, it could be like other reasons that you don't choose to leave. I get money being an issue, trust me. But I think for some of you guys, you can leave and you're kind of making an excuse not to. So for that group of people, I would say like it's time to kind of go, right? And then and the funny thing is that now, as soon as I was like about to talk about this truth transcends illusion, I felt like this isn't even you that I'm talking about. So now I feel like someone you're connected to is being asked to leave their environment, right? So I think that for some of you, it's you. For some of you, it's someone else. And for most of you, it's the two of you, right? You and your partner, you and the person you're connected to. You're both getting in this energy where I think like your environments are not a healthy place for both of you. And you're both being called to kind of move, right? You're both being called to like move to a new environment. And it's funny because as soon as I was talking about the truth transcends illusion, I was picturing someone in this house. And it wasn't you, Cancer. It's like someone else that I like wasn't in this narrative in the first place. And they're like in this house and they're stuck. You know what I mean? And they're looking at like 4 walls and they have nowhere to go. So whether it be you, Cancer, someone you're connected to, I'm getting the call. Like it's like you guys you're getting given this chance to start like new. You know, they're breathing that air to you. They're sending that energy to you. And they don't want you to kind of waste that opportunity. So for a lot of you, it's the time to kind of go. I think with the times, the way they are, it's, there's a lot of insecurities about money, and there's a lot of insecurities about like, will I be, like where am I going necessarily? But I think for a lot of you guys, you know that you'll be better off wherever you're going. And that's kind of the thing. I think there's, again, why am I getting into fear? I never think of that type of shit. So now I'm thinking you guys are kind of held back in fear. You're like uncertain about the times, and you're like, oh, I don't think it's smart to move. You know, I've been safe my whole life, like in this one spot. So like, why would I move? That's you guys. That's not me. So yeah, that's you guys. And that's not spirit. That's you guys. You guys are in fear of moving. Or your partner is. Someone does not want to move. It's not that they don't want to. They're scared. Wow, Cancer. Let's pull some more cards. So Cancer, this is going to be, take this as it resonates with you. I'm getting like two storylines. I feel like for the general message for Cancer is like, if you're not in a healthy environment, it's time to go, right? You're meant to be free. You're meant to kind of set out. Not kind of set out, you are meant to set out. And the only thing holding you back is fear, right? Fear is holding you back from leaving. Fear is keeping you from where you're supposed to be right now, right? And that's why they're sending you this air, right? Remember I kept saying they're breathing like air into you, like fresh, I can't remember what they said. It's like breathing fresh air into you, breathing life, whatever it was. It's like, yeah, we keep getting the sword energy, and we have the Ace of Swords, right? So as they're trying to kind of, and I think a lot of this has to do with like intuition as well, right? Because I see like the sword as a device that you could use, yeah, to communicate, yes, but I feel like it has a lot to do with also your intuition, right? What you're seeing, right? What you're like, what is the deal like with what you're perceiving the information to be, right? So it's like, as they send you this wind, right? As they send you this energy of change, as they send you this energy to get the fuck out of where you are, you know what I mean? As they send you that energy of change, like it's time to go. Even here with this flower, it's reminding me of the fall. So that's what I'm saying. It's like now. That's why I know like this energy is right now. We're in the autumn right now, right? And I think you've been getting these messages for a while. And I think like you've been kind of knowing, right? Like where you need to kind of be. And I'm getting this other storyline. It might not be for all of you, but it is for some of you. And it's someone who is having a hard time. Again, if this is the person you're connected to, like take which one. I feel like both of you are meant to be moving, to be honest. But I feel like for the other person that I was seeing in the room, I was seeing it as like a masculine energy. And I have the Youth here. And I have two Kings out, and then I have the Empress. So I feel like when it comes to this other energy that's like stuck in their environment, right? They are being shown the truth with the King of Swords, right? Through all this confusion, they're going to be seen, like shown the truth, right? And I think that for some people, there could be, you know, someone kind of interfering with the crone. I'm not getting like someone who is necessarily like bad, but I kind of feel like someone is putting fears into someone's head, right? It's kind of like you're about to do something and then someone's like, they just kind of say a couple of things, and I think they do it in such a way where it's putting things in this person's minds, like, you know when you're about to go for a drive or you're about to leave the house and someone's like, oh, you know, I saw an accident down the block, or like, you know, like you're about to do something and then someone kind of like puts this negative notion into your mind right before you do it. So it causes you to fear like, oh shit, you know? And then you're like, oh, it's okay, I'm gonna go. But that fear like is sitting in the back of your mind. Do you know what I'm saying? This week there's a lot about the subconscious. And I feel like there might be someone, not necessarily like a bad person, but someone maybe who's a little selfish, or someone who's very smart, someone who is, you know, can be manipulative with their energy. And they're the ones that are kind of instilling the fear. You know what I mean? It's like, it could be a mom, it could be like a grandma, it's just someone older. You know, we have the youth and the crone, so we have this like opposition of energy. And I feel like, again, you can take it as like spirit breathing in that air, right? But for a lot of you, like that's already happening, right? Spirit is already like here showing you where you're supposed to be and like giving you the energy to go and to leave. But then I feel like for some of you guys, you have this person who's like trying to cause conflict, right? But the good news is that you're going to see through it, right? If you use your intuition, you can see through like whatever this person is setting in your mind. So if this person is saying like, again, just for example, you're going to go on vacation to like, I don't know, you're going to go like on vacation to South America, and someone's like, you know, I saw this really bad thing on the news about someone in South America who, you know, like was on a hike and then they disappeared. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying like someone is setting fear into your mind. But I don't think it's out of maliciousness. Could be for some of you. I could be a little bit manipulative, could be a little selfish. Again, I don't see like dark magic being used. Could be with the crone, but she's not in reverse. Do you know what I'm saying? She's upright. So I feel like it's just someone who is older than you that puts those negative ideas in your brain, right? They kind of plant these seeds that are negative, and they cause you conflict with the 5. So for whoever this is, whether it be the masculine or the feminine, it's definitely like someone who is whispering in your ear, and they're telling you to see through it. You have to see through it. And what's interesting is like, you're not going to see through it you're going to see through it with your intuition. You have to use your senses at this time. That's what I'm getting. The sensory perception right now is everything. Your intuition, your gut, what you're feeling. You see how this person's ears are closed, their mouth is closed. Like, yeah, their eyes are open, but they're kind of like, they have to use their senses. They can't rely on, like right now, let's just say like, you know, they can't rely on smell, they can't rely on hearing. They just kind of have their third eye out and their eyes, and they're just seeing everything, but they have to kind of feel, they have to be intuitive. Your intuition, your gut, your instincts right now, again, let's just say someone keeps telling you like, you know, they're causing these seeds of doubt and fear, and they're making things like harder for you in your mind mentally, right? You have to be able to see past that. This is all fear. It's a form of control. It's a form of manipulation in a sense, because again, it's like, what's this person, why does this person want you to not leave? You know what I mean? Could it be because they really want to keep you safe, or are there all, like other motives? I feel like there's other motives, right? Whether this person is just immature, you know what I mean? Sometimes it comes down to that. Some people are just like, are not the brightest. I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. Like, they can't see past their own like box, basically. So they're not really getting it. They're not really grasping it. Whatever it is, it's causing fear. And right now you're meant to be free. You're meant to be going where you're supposed to go. You're meant to be moving. I see a lot of movement. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing. It's crazy because I feel like it's like you've already tried to set out. I hope you don't tell. Maybe it's a kind of a message not to tell somebody your plans. You know what I mean? If this person is like trying to cause conflict in your life, then don't really tell them exactly what it is. And maybe you do have to tell them. Maybe you have to have a very like, you know, real conversation with this person and be like, you know, I'm not going to be this type of person. That's not who I am. You know what I mean? But whatever it is, it's like kind of standing up for yourself and letting go of those fears, especially the fears that someone's planting. Maybe you have to stand up to this person. Maybe you don't have to do anything but just leave. You know, for everybody it's going to be different, but you have to use your intuition at this time as to where you're supposed to be. And I feel like you know where you're supposed to be because like they're telling you to head towards like the sun, right? They're not giving you, you know, they're not telling you to go like somewhere bad. You know, they're telling you that like we have the Fool down here and we have the Sun down here. And I feel like I'm talking to a masculine energy because I have the King of Cups, I have the King of Fire, and I have the King of Air. So I have 3 kings out, you know. The only one I'm missing is the King of Pentacles. And I feel like, why am I missing the King of Pentacles? Maybe because you're not meant to be in this I feel like the King of Pentacles is like the one that's chilling at home. You know what I mean? He already has his home set up. He already has like, you know, like he's already sitting in his castle chilling. You know what I mean? And you're like homeless right now. That's why I want to say you're not technically homeless. Like I know it's like a bad word. I just mean like you're not meant to be stable. You're not meant to have like been planting like down, settling down. You're supposed to be off right now in the youth energy. And I feel like that's why that king didn't come out, you know? It's more of like, maybe you are an emperor, but right now is not the time to be sitting down. Now is not the time to get comfortable. Now's not the time to like listen to fear or your ego. Now's the time to like be moving, right? Now's the time to use your intuition, and now's the time to use your heart, right? So I feel like I'm really talking to a masculine energy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. We can be talking about an empress. We do have the empress out. But what I see happening is, again, look, the high priestess is out, right? It doesn't matter what. I see you going back and forth. Like I see you being very clear and setting off like 3 times. Like I see 1 and then a stop. I see 2 and then a stop. And then I see 3 and then the last stop. So I see maybe 3 is very significant. Maybe 4 is very significant. You know, I don't know how many times you've talked yourself out of the situation, but you have to like look, she's the high priestess. She is being guided by the moon, right? And the moon is water. The moon is the tides. The moon is the emotions. The moon is the cup. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like the cup and your intuition are very important at this time. You're supposed to be following what you feel, right? You're headed towards the sun. And look, you know that you have a new opportunity somewhere else. You know that you're supposed to be going somewhere else. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's taking you a very long time to get there. But yeah, it can be like made up. You have the Ace of Wands and you have the Ace of Cups. I feel like you're headed towards a person. I feel like you're headed towards a new life. And I think that you have a decision to make with the Lovers. You could be headed towards a lover, but there's definitely like somewhere that you're supposed to be right now. You're supposed to be leaving. If you're a masculine energy, like look, this person's in a boat. You know what I mean? With the sun and Judgment. I think that I feel like this is illumination. Do you see how the sun is kind of just there, like staring at this person in the face? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like every time you talk yourself out of this, for whoever this is, every time you decide not to leave, every time you decide to let fear dictate what you're doing, the divine is stepping in, right? Every single time. I see like this maze that you're creating, but it doesn't have to be like that. Again, even you're going to become indecisive again. And you're going to get clarity. Even here, as you're indecisive with the Hierophant in reverse, I feel like, again, they're guiding you towards something, right? But again, you have to go there. That's why I feel like there's no Pentacle energy really out here, because I feel like you're not meant to be in Pentacle energy. Look at the 8 of Cups. Again, you're being guided by the moon with your emotions to leave. You have to leave, Cancer. I don't know where you guys are. I don't know who it is that like kind of speaks to you about like staying and like, oh, fear and like, oh, this could happen and that could happen and all these like hypothetical situations that are kind of like not really, it doesn't really matter at this point. And I feel like you're meant to be headed off. Again, you're meant to be in your heart space. You're meant to be in your intuitive like energy. You're meant to be using your third eye. You're meant to be going somewhere. And it doesn't matter how many times you pause, the divine is trying to get you somewhere, right? What's really interesting is that for some of you guys, if you're masculine, I feel like you're headed towards this Empress, right? But look what's attached to the Empress, right? And I don't think that this is like the Empress's energy. I think this is your energy. I think like you have this perception. Again, there's this fear, right? And maybe ultimately moving towards this person it's putting you in so much fear, right? It's like, again, this week is so much about like the subconscious mind. What is like, it's like nightmares, right? When you close your eyes, you go to this dark place and you think of like worst case scenarios. And I think you might have learned this from someone. You know what I mean? You learned this from that person that's there. Maybe this is just your subconscious, but whoever it is that's causing the conflict, whether it's you or someone else, I feel like it's you who gets into fear and then someone kind of enables you. You know what I mean? I feel like there's another person here, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could just be your subconscious. But what I want to say, Cancer, is that you're meant to be off. You're meant to be going. You're meant to be starting off on this new life. I really feel like you need to move out of your environment. I still keep getting that. You're meant to start something fresh. You know what I mean? And again, you're making all these changes within, but your environment stops you from that change. You know what I mean? It stops you. It really does. And I know, like, you don't want it to be like that. I don't want it to be like that for you either. I wish you could stay where you are, but sometimes life is not about being comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, being comfortable could be the worst thing at times for us, because I don't think they want you to be comfortable at this time. Like, I don't think they care. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we need to get you where you need to go. So that's why there's these wings here, though, right? You're not doing this alone. You have a lot of divine help. You have aid. And it's like, it doesn't matter how many times you stop yourself. The light is like always going to be illuminated. They're always going to show you the way. Right now, maybe you're using your intuition and they're showing you a path, and you know what I mean? You don't even know where it's coming from, and you're not trusting it. You have to trust it. And I think once you begin to trust it, you can go towards what it is that you want, the person that you want, the life that you want to create, the real stability that you know what I mean? It's like, now you can start, settling down, but you have to settle down in the right place. It's like you're settling down in the wrong place the whole time. Do you know what I'm saying? And now you have this opportunity to do something again, and you're just fearful. Like, the last thing is like the fear comes up again at the very end. So what I'm going to say, Cancer, is it's not going to be easy at all. But this is the thing, the truth, the light, where you're meant to be, it keeps coming out, right? It's like you're off and then the fear. You're off and then the fear. You're off and then you're indecisive. You're off and you're indecisive. But the light will always win. The truth is going to always transcend illusion. And that's why they want you to really sit in this cup energy, in this moon energy. I've been getting a lot of like nighttime vibes for people. So I think the nighttime might be really important for you too, Cancer. It's kind of like, and it makes sense, right? Because, you're a water sign, and the moon influences the tides, and your water, your cup energy, right? So I think maybe at night you're getting more of the urges, the real urges, the truth, right? Maybe it's not even fear, it's just like the truth at night. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe also at night, that's when the fears come through. But I feel like the truth again can break through that if you allow it to. And how would you allow it to? Just like settling the mind, right? Those fears that you have are not real. They're made up. You're thinking like maybe worst case scenarios for every single thing, and it doesn't need to be that way. It can just be like, again, follow what your heart is telling you, follow what your feelings are telling you, your intuition. Don't follow like worst case scenario. You know what I mean? Worst case scenario. You're gonna freaking manifest worst case scenario if you keep thinking worst case scenario. Don't think worst case scenario. I say this all the time, like, don't think worst case scenario. You're going to manifest worst case scenario. Think with your heart, like, where are you going? Look at the difference in this energy. There was another reading that was like this. It was like devil and knight, like devil and cup. So it's kind of like these subconscious thoughts, these fears, these illusions that you're creating. You can break through them by yourself. I mean, you're not alone, but you can do it. Like, you have the ability to do it. You just have to step into your heart. You have to step into your feelings. You have to step into the cup. Right? Don't be afraid to do a little bit of work. Don't be afraid to fight for this. You know what I mean? It's worth it. You're headed towards the sun. So yeah, Cancer. Let's see if there's any divine feminines for you. So Cancer, you guys got Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know the presence of love is real. Wherever you're headed, I think it's with love, right? We have this cup energy. We have this cup energy. We have this Knight of Cup at the end. Wherever you're going, it's the right direction because that's what you love, right? if you love to dance, right, and you go towards something that helps you dance every day, would you not say that you're going towards love? Would you not say you're moving in the right direction? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like if you love something and you're going towards that, and every day you're kind of being truthful to yourself, and you're like, okay, like I love to do this, I'm going to do that every day. Or I love this person, I'm going to go be with them every day. Would you not say that that's like the better way of living? So I think this is to trust again, the lady of the interior life. Your interior is like telling you something, your gut, your intuition. And fear, again, this is a very common theme. So you might, if you've watched a reading already from me, you're going to see like a common thread, and it's the subconscious and it's the fear. And even Teresa of Avila, I think she came out for Gemini. So, or was it Taurus? She came out already. So that's what I'm saying. It's all about where you're supposed to be right now. What does love feel like to you? Where do you feel like the most love? Go towards that. Trust the answers that are within you. Your guides are breathing in, are sending you that air. It's kind of like, to me, get the out of where you are, like go where you're supposed to be. You know, it's like it's time. And even with the youth card, it's like confirmation, right, that you're trying to set out, right? Like, do you see he has like a bag, a knapsack, he's ready to leave. And there's something about this nighttime, right? So I feel like the answers to you will come at night. Like if you need to, like, I don't know why, it's like maybe you're afraid of the night, maybe that's when you get like the fears come, but I feel like the nighttime can be your friend, Cancer, if you allow it to be, right? Like you can, instead of dreaming of worst case scenarios, dream of like the best case scenario, dream of like what could be, dream, like fantasize about what you really want, like create that time, like create that in your life. Don't create the fear. If you think worst case scenario every single time, you're going to manifest that worst case scenario. Think, what's the best case scenario of the situation? What's the best case scenario if I move out? What's the best case scenario if I go towards this person? Do you know what I'm saying? Don't let fear stop you right now. You're so close to getting where it is that you want to be. I see you, again, very indecisive, but it's okay, because I feel like you can get through this if you follow what your heart is telling you, what you follow with your intuition. It's kind of one and the same, right? Yeah, you're meant to go. You're meant to start off, and you're meant to go in love. Go towards what it is that you love. You're going to have peace with the dove. You're going to have peace. You just have to trust. And know that the spirits and your guardians and your ancestors, you can call upon them. Even Teresa of Avila, you know, ask her for help. With this feather, I just feel like you're being divinely guided at all times, even with these feathers here in the wind. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not alone right now. And I think you have a lot of ancestors that are actually trying to help you out. So Cancer, I hope this resonates. I love you guys, and I hope you guys move. I hope you get moving. Don't be afraid, Cancer. You can do this. Step into your heart space. Where do you want to go? I love you guys. Bye.